Hello, Estelle here, and I thought I'd try something different. I'm actually going to be doing commentary on this battle I had in Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64, because I actually have some things to say about this battle. For starters, the team that I'm fighting against, I was shocked. Like, I turned on my N64, and I was looking at the old teams I had registered, and this particular team is special because it's the very first team that I ever raised to level 100. These are the first 6 Pokemon. Not the ones that I'm using, but the ones that I'm fighting against. I remember doing it, well, you're not supposed to bring your Game Boy to school, of course, but back in the day, I'd, smuggle my Game Boy in, and I remember beating the Elite Four over and over on my yellow version on the bus, going to school, and then on my lunch break, and then going home on the bus, I'd be just grinding to level 100. If you look at their stats, I mean, you can see their hit points. Like Mewtwo right here has 390 hit points. That's obviously not max. So my Pokemon definitely had flawed DVs, which are the old way of saying IVs, and I'm sure they still needed more like experience, because like EV training was a lot different in Gen 1. But like, it was so funny, I couldn't believe that they were still there, so I'm like, I'm gonna fight them. I'm using some Pokemon that have special event moves, like this Jolteon has growth and some stuff. So this is funny, like, it's this critical hit, so critical hits are kind of wonky in Gen 1. Like, I did use growth earlier, and when it gets a crit, it actually ignores the fact that I use growth. So it's just ×2 for a critical hit. So for that reason, I actually don't think that growth is very good on Jolteon in Gen 1. The critical hit ratio was based off the speed stat, and Jolteon is really fast, so you're probably going to be critting a lot, so like, it's going to ignore the fact that you use growth. Gen 1 was fun for its time, but the battle system was just broke. And Persian was actually really good for this reason. Fast speed, Slash is going to crit like every time, pretty much. And yes, my Persian is about to take down a Mewtwo. And yeah, I named it Ganondorf because I was playing Ocarina of Time. I think it came about at the same time I was playing Pokemon Yellow. I don't know, Ganondorf and Mewtwo, they're both kind of evil and they have purple stuff, so yeah, I was a kid, so I named it that. But yeah, so Persian has Amnesia as well. That's from Generation 2 Trade Back, and again, I don't even think it's good on Persian for the same reason. Persian's going to be critting, so it's going to ignore the Amnesia, but like, if you just want a special defense boost, because special stat just had special attack and special defense combined in Gen 1. It had a Dragonite, and yeah, like, wow, his hit points are so low. Like, Dragonite should have a lot more hit points than that. Thunder Wave is so good in Gen 1. It pretty much neuters fast Pokemon like Persian and Jolteon. Yes, like, electric types could be paralyzed in Gen 1. It was pretty funny. Dragonite really isn't that good unless you want to go for like Thunder Wave and Wrap, and that takes forever. Dragonite had like a really good attack stat, but like, he couldn't do anything with it. He didn't even learn Earthquake in Gen 1, and there really wasn't any true Dragon type moves. None that would run off the physical stat until much later. Like, even in Gen 2, they gave him Outrage, but that was still a special attack back then. So yeah, pretty much just, use Thunder Wave, Wrap, Hyper Beam, roll over and die. Now, Blizzard had really, really good accuracy in Gen 1. And that's scary because, like, if you're frozen, that's pretty much a KO. You're dead. Like, you will not be unfrozen. Yeah, Gen 1 just was dumb. It was, like, anything can happen. I've seen good players, like, lose tournaments because, like, they'd use Explosion or, like, Self-Destruct with Snorlax or something, and it just missed for no reason. I guess some programming error caused it that, even though if it's, like, 100% accuracy, it could still lose, or it could still miss, rather. But yeah, I had Blastoise and Charizard on my original team, because I like the starters, but I did not have Venusaur. And the reason I didn't have Venusaur on this team was it's part poison, and unfortunately, like, Psychic just dominated the metagame. I mean, that's why I didn't like Venusaur, because he's part poison. He'd be a good Pokemon otherwise. Yeah, I have some ironic nicknames here. And let me see, who do I bring in? I think I bring in Alakazam. Because, yeah, Spoony Bard, that's a Final Fantasy reference. If you got that, you're awesome. Alakazam is traded back from Gen 2, so he's going to have Ice Punch and Thunder Punch, and that's why it's highlighted, because the game thinks that it's hacked, but it's not. I mean, it's perfectly legal, but at the time, you know, obviously Alakazam didn't have Ice Punch or Thunder Punch. And unfortunately, Alakazam has really bad defense, so yeah, that hurts. I wish Blastoise was better. He's a starter, but he's actually pretty outclassed as far as water goes. Like Lapras and Starmie, Slowbro, they're better than him. And okay, so this Raichu, I have something to say about this Raichu. This Raichu was from my yellow version, and he was actually the Pikachu. And if you play Pokemon Yellow, you will know that Pikachu will refuse to evolve in that game. Like if you try to use the Thunderstone on it, it's going to refuse. When I was a kid, I was like, you know what, I want to have a Raichu on my team. I want you to be stronger, because, you know, I like battling with my friends even back in the day. And Pikachu's garbage in Gen 1. Its base stats are just too low. It didn't have Light Bulb, like, had absolutely nothing going for it. So, of course, I wanted to evolve my Pikachu. But I also wanted to continue following me around, like in Pokemon Yellow. So what I did was I traded my Pikachu onto a different version that wasn't yellow. I evolved it and I traded back on my yellow version, and then I was like, oh no, it's not following me. I thought it would still follow me. Like, I thought it would still at least have the Pikachu sprite and follow me around, but it turns out that if you evolve your Pikachu and you turn to a Raichu, it will absolutely not follow you anymore. So I felt a little sad. This Raichu does have Surf. I don't think it uses it in this battle, but yeah, I was kind of sad. I got my Raichu, but he wasn't following me anymore in my game. Here's Hypno. He has Amnesia. That's a trade back move. That's scary. Like, Psychic is so good, because when you lower the special, then it's going to do more damage, because it also lowers the special defense. And wow, those crits. Like, there's crits everywhere in Gen 1, if you're a fast Pokemon. It's crazy. Anything can happen in this game. But yeah, like this, it was the first team that I made. And it wasn't good, plus I had a Mewtwo on it. It wasn't a serious team, but it was the first team that raced level 100, so it was special. Of course, what child would not have a Charizard on their team? I mean, he's not particularly useful in Gen 1, but he's decent enough. He got Slash at least. Slash was pretty good. Who do I bring up next? I think I bring up my own Charizard, because I know this Charizard's moveset, and because he was from my Pokemon Yellow version, he does not have Rock Slide. So I'm going to just set up on its face. Rock Slide is from Gen 2, and I call it not Mega X, because it's obviously a reference to the Charizard Mega X that usually is a physical attacker. And I use Swords Dance, and this Charizard's about to get rocked. Oh, that was a bad pun. Flying types, that Fire Flying, they just get annihilated by rocks. Plus the Swords Dance, it's like total overkill. I probably could have just Rock Slided it and would have killed it, but I don't really remember. Gen 1 damage formula is different. The stats are higher, so Pokemon can generally take more hits. So battles are generally a little bit longer sometimes. At least in Gen 2. Gen 2 took forever. Gen 1, I guess Gen 1 isn't that long because you have a lot of critical hits, but whatever. Earthquake, and this is surprising, it doesn't kill it. Just, why? That's so funny. The damage rolls are so weird in Gen 1. And I survived that, because Blastoise, his special is just mediocre. Like, his best stat, I think, is defense. But who cares? I mean, that doesn't help in Gen 1. I do Flamethrower because I want to see a different animation. Everyone's done that before. And who is the other Pokemon? One left. Oh, I didn't remember who it's gonna be. It's gonna be my Porygon. So I thought Porygon was awesome, and when I was a kid, I was like so proud of myself because I got all the coins. This guy costed like how much was it? I think it was 9,999 coins, which was max in the version that I had. And I took all the money I got from grinding on the Elite Four, and like I didn't play the slots. Like screw that. Like seriously, who did that? That takes too long. But I guess what I did took a long time too. I would just buy them. I think you could only buy like 50 coins at a time. So I'm just like mashing A constantly. I think I probably used the Dodrio Game Boy on the N64 to do it like 3 times fast. So I bought my Porygon, and like Porygon has Recover, and I thought that was so cool. Like that, just this weird Pokemon that can use Recover. So I definitely included him on my very first team that I built and took to level 100. But Porygon's very mediocre. His stats just aren't good enough, but he's hilarious. Like I love how he looks in the 3D games. And he has like the best feigning animation. He falls apart when he faints. You'll see it. Here's Clefable. Clefable's pretty good. She has amnesia from Gen 2. I like Clefable, but I also am a huge Wigglytuff and Jigglypuff family fan. And I hate to say it, but consistently, just Clefable has been outclassing Wigglytuff forever. And then, of course, Chansey outclasses both of them. I wish Wigglytuff would be a little bit better. Like, the only quirk that I could argue for Wigglytuff is that you can probably surprise people with counter. Because it could probably take at least like one hit that's physical, that if it's not a fighting type, then you use counter and it'd be like, oh shit, that thing's gonna die. So, anyways, just finish out this Porygon. Yeah, I just was rambling about my Pokemans. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!